The Adventure Travelers, sailing to Rangiroa, French Polynesia.
Riptide. It's scary, Mikey.
Watch it, you almost hit a forehead right
I'm trying to get away from this one right here.
But it's gnarly.
We are in Rangiroa and we are in the Lagoon. And we got here ourselves.
Well, I'm not one that condones killing any animals, but good few steaks on that one. Look at that.
Wow.
Sweet.
We left Nuku'iva and it took us 5 days of sailing. After 5 days of brutal sailing from Nuku'iva, we finally arrived at Ahe Atoll. I didn't exactly know what an atoll was until I actually sailed to it and through it. It's an ancient volcano that fell in on itself and created the outer edges of the volcano rim with water in the middle. So the rim is the island that sticks up out of the water. Well, that's how I explain it.
So the water is one big giant riptide.
It's scary, Mikey.
This is a big passenger ship coming through this small pass that we're about to go through. So he's coming first and then we're gonna go. But it's gnarly.
Well, I'm not one that condones killing any animals, but I do like fish, and this is a beautiful wahoo. I don't know how many pounds this is, but based on me picking it up, I'm thinking that's a 20-pounder at least. Poor little guy.
Here we are, Mike just caught a wahoo. And we're in the middle of some very high seas and a squall on the way. Difficulty number, Mike?
Is a 7, working its way up to a 10 or 9.
Oh, that's such a yucky thing. I'm so glad you're doing it. That's gonna be beautiful fish.
Look at that. Good few steaks on that one. Look at that.
Wow.
Sweet.
Now, Melissa gets a fine job of putting that.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, kind of didn't even make it. Alright, well, I gotta focus on knives and stuff.
Okay.
Mike's making sure the anchor is well placed, and it requires snorkeling about 30 feet down to get a visual on the anchor. It's not something I could do in my lifetime, but Mike is a strong swimmer. Surprising there weren't very many fresh things to eat on the island, but we loved the hamburger and frits, and they were new to us. I wore jewelry the entire time, and Mike was in his element. When you travel like this, you realize not every place recycles. I know, weird, right? As soon as we stopped this video, the dogs pushed each other off the dock. Some things never change, and even dogs in other countries are the same as your snuggle cakes. Don't judge, always love.
My little dog. Now film down into the water and film these coral heads. Look at that.
Whoa.
We actually stumbled on the island's solar generator. Hey, you have to get your power somewhere. We were so enjoying the organic and natural peppers from Nuku'iva and the French Polynesia life. We left the atoll and sailed for another 2 days to Rangiroa, which is an atoll. And remember, it's an ancient volcano that fell in on itself and created the outer edges of a volcano rim with water in the middle. So the rim is the island that sticks up out of the water.
So we're entering Rangiroa Atoll, and the water is very crazy.
We're doing 5 knots and our speed over ground's 3.9 knots. And this is slack tide.
So the water is one big giant riptide.
It's scary, Mikey.
Nautical maps and up-to-date charts are critical when sailing between atolls.
Entry into Rangiroa, and there's big fish jumping out of the water all over the place.
Nautical markers in the countries can be really different, so educate yourself and have current charts available for every destination.
Another beautiful day in Rangiroa. So we're passing by this island, Paio, right now, and we're on track to go to Lagoon Blue, which is a blue lagoon, and it's kind of pretty out here. And there's Paio right there. And we got our fishing pole out, and we're fishing. We've got 16 knots of wind. So we're in the lagoon right now, which is kind of a trip. And then we were just towing this guy so we can have it at the ready. But another pretty day in Rangiroa.
I'm not a fan of maps in our videos, but here you can see all the blobs that represent giant coral heads. Coral heads can be devastating to your boat, so take it seriously.
So this is Melissa.
Going to that little speck of a boat out there. And we just went to check out the, what's that place? Blue Lagoon.
It's a little windy out today, but
We wanted to go do something. We didn't want to just sit on the boat. So tomorrow morning we're going to go check it out and spend all day there. Later.
We are in Rangiroa and we are in the lagoon. And we got here ourselves.
Right. Alright. This is it. Check it out. It's pretty bitchin'.
It looks like a big, giant, beautiful, perfect swimming pool. I guess this is what everybody wants to have in their backyard, but we're having it in nature.
So how does a fair-skinned person avoid thrashing their skin while sailing? 50 sunblock every day, hats, sunglasses, and never getting burned. Same for the guys. Mike is totally the Google of marine life. Did you know this is a Christmas tree worm? And when you click, it hides. Look for these in the movie Avatar.
I'm gonna be alright. I've been caught in time. I want you to know that I love you so. My friend, the skies are bright.
On this island, you can hear white fairy birds, but there are no snakes.
You to know that I love you so.
Always watch for coconuts falling from the trees. They can actually kill you.
And I love you so.
So we have the Blue Lagoon all to ourselves. No tourists, no fake stuff, only us and nature. Get your mind out of the gutter.
I'm gonna be alright.
Some days you just gotta sit and relax into a nice tidal pool. Cool down a little bit.
And I feel like gold. And I love you so. And I feel like gold. And I love you so.
I made a buoy cat snowman, beach man. Melissa's over there grinding. Look how awesome this place looks. If you're gonna be a sailor in the South Pacific, you have to get used to sharks. As you can see, they're all over the place. And we've got to walk our dinghy out to get past them.
Our boat was anchored several miles from the Blue Lagoon because it was the only sandy place in the anchorage. We were literally the only vessel within miles. but it was at the same time kind of scary. Keep in mind, we were still in the atoll of Rangiroa. I know it's mind-blowing. Just when you thought you've seen everything, you sail by a deserted island. Have you ever wondered what a deserted island is like? No rules, no modern stuff, no infrastructure, only the fantasies you thought were in your dreams. I told you, get your mind out of the gutter.
This is a coconut crab, but a small one. You can grab them right here. Supposedly, if you grab their back legs, they'll stop, but
Some of the most stunning and iconic photos of our entire travels came from this deserted island. This lovely little French restaurant is the obvious jewel of the island, but the people, the locals, and the families are what keeps the timeless and authentic experiences here for generations. Black pearl farming helps the local economy and families. Yes, I did help the local economy. So, this would be my top 3 life-changing experiences on our sailing adventure across the Pacific to French Polynesia. A really special place for anyone who needs a real experience without needing a mani-pedi and perfectly straight hair. This is the real deal. Don't come if you want perfection, only if you want real.
do not be alarmed. This is the actual color of the water. Wow, how pretty is this? We're the furthest that you can ride a bike on Rangiroa.
By the way, don't feed the fish any unnatural food because it contributes to diabetes and other unnatural diseases. Join our journey. We know you have questions and comments. The Adventure Travelers.